What was the global impact of the whaling industry? Have you ever wondered how the whaling industry shaped our world? The global impact of whaling is significant, especially in the polar regions. This industry transformed marine ecosystems, economies, and cultures. To understand this better, we need to look at how whaling changed the environment and affected whale populations. Whaling has a long history, but it became industrialized in the 19th and 20th centuries. The introduction of steam-powered ships and explosive harpoons allowed whalers to hunt whales in much larger numbers. They could reach previously inaccessible areas, including the Arctic and Antarctic. The polar regions, once remote, became central to the global whaling trade. In these regions, whaling led to the near extinction of several whale species. For instance, over a span of 70 years around Antarctica, more than 1,300,000 whales were killed. This massive harvest severely reduced populations of large whales like blue, humpback, and bowhead whales. The loss of these species disrupted marine ecosystems. Whales play essential roles in ocean health, including nutrient cycling and supporting food webs. Their decline affected everything from plankton to fish and seabirds. The impact on indigenous communities in the polar regions was also profound. While some local groups practiced subsistence whaling for centuries, industrial whaling operations threatened both the whales and their traditional ways of life. Commercial whaling often ignored local needs and conservation, leading to overhunting and loss of cultural heritage. As whaling declined due to international bans and changing attitudes, some whale populations began to recover. However, the legacy of whaling continues to affect these species. For example, reduced genetic diversity in bowhead and narwhal populations makes them less able to adapt to new challenges, such as climate change. This loss of genetic variation is a long-term issue that can last for thousands of years. Today, the polar regions are still recovering from the effects of whaling. While some species, like blue and humpback whales, are slowly returning to their historic ranges, they now face new threats from climate change, shipping, and resource extraction. The melting of polar ice due to global warming is changing habitats and food supplies, making recovery even harder. From the perspective of the New Bedford Whaling Museum, the whaling industry is a story of both exploitation and resilience. It shows how human activity can dramatically alter natural systems and highlights the need for conservation efforts. The museum focuses on polar whaling and sealing history, documenting these changes and educating the public about protecting marine life. Understanding the global impact of whaling helps inform current efforts to protect whales and their habitats. This knowledge ensures that future generations can learn from past mistakes and work toward a healthier ocean.